Well then, so this is our... What battle is this? I keep forgetting what battle this is or whatever, but... Well anyways, I'll a really weird start for us for our video, so... Probably cut this part out, so... Alright, so welcome back to another PFA week 9 battle as we are up against I believe Keryn. I don't know how you pronounce it. Or Keryn or something like that. And I am probably butchering his name terribly right now, so as we are up against the Queen's Royal Caterpies still. That is the team that we're facing. So as you can see, both our squads are lined up and ready, locked and ready to go. So as we have sort of a weather matchup in hand, so regarding this matchup, I'm not too at this point. I'm pretty much locked into playoffs, so I'm pretty much like I'll try out most of my new stuff now. So here I decided, you know what, I wanted to give Char X a break and try out this draft day, so as well as just bring my Sandcore, Manaphy, Crobat. I think Crobat's like, I believe it's a Super Fang Taunt Raybird set. Romatease is pretty much the standard Cleric set we brought. Manaphy is just Tail Glow with Sub, Shadow Ball, just to hit the Decidueye, Latios. I'm surprised he did not bring Latios or Nilego, especially the team he brought here. Just because, like, well, I'll just get that in the end, but like whatever. So, and then I have my Sandcore right here. So we'll just get into the battle. So, in terms of leads, I decided to lead with my Manaphy because I felt, one, it's nice to get some soup in some cold weather. So, and the other is because, well, there's a Araquanid. And I felt, you know what, maybe I could just set up a sub here, or just start going for Tail Glows, which I'd start doing. So here I go for Tail Glow, and I go for another Tail Glow. Well, I don't think I go for another one. Here I actually go for the attack. And I actually go for Scald here, thinking he might switch into maybe I just wanted to gauge the damage on the no, I went for sub. Oh, sorry about that. Here I go for Scald here, as it fails to Oko this Vanillix, which honestly it's pretty huge because, one, I'm not very invested in Manaphy, and two, I only ran Scald because like, aside maybe Latios and Nilego, as well as this guy here, and most of his team is fairly physical or can be physically based. So I felt that maybe it was appropriate to have like a Pokemon or something to have like the burn stuff, especially the Mawile, because Mawile is exceptionally threatening to my entire team. So, but this Vanillix living, I'm not at first. I'm like, all right, it's at like 13%. Maybe I get up rocks later this game, and we're fine. So I got to Aromatisse because I really don't have a switch into this thing, since I don't have my Char X. So I'm like, well, then again, my team in general doesn't really have a switch into like this thing also, which is the Mawile, and he makes a really good play here, and I have to just go for damage. And at this point, I just want as much chip damage as I can on this Mawile. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a problem. So at this point, wait, one moment here. All right, so since we need more snow weather, I don't know why the music stopped there. So I decided, you know what, I'll just go with the regular daytime music for the Route 216. So, so. Alright, so enough of that. As we have Hungry here against the Mawile, so Mawile is going to Mega Evolve, go for Iron Head, and we're able to eat a hit. And we have our Rocky Helmet to pretty much take a hit, so he goes hard into the Decidueye. Already I'm like, yeah, this is the Defog is pretty much defog variant, so yeah. So at this point in the game, I'm like, alright, who should I switch into in terms of like possible Pokemon that I need to take a hit from or whatever. So to be honest, I really should have just swapped directly into Scrafty here. Thinking about it now. And I'll tell you why, but because I tried to 1v1 this thing with Hippowdon, and I just get upheld. Because I felt like, I could just get upheld. So I'm thinking, yeah, this might be like a physical set, but then he reveals the Giga Drain, and I'm like, whoa. And that just gets me caught up. And I'm like, well, Hippowdon can't really take on Mawile anymore because Play Rough is a roll. So now this is a problem. Like, that's why I was saying, like, maybe I could get in Crobat, not Crobat, but Scrafty, and then maybe get D-Dance up too. But the problem with that is that's me risking a roll onto Araquanid. And with Scrafty, I do have my Z move, which is a Fire EMZ. It's not, but of course, Water Bubble just doesn't do nothing. Knockoff doesn't do. It can do damage to Araquanid, since. However, if he's like defensive or max HP at the very least, he has a chance to like take a hit or live. Especially if I get the +2. Even if I get to that, that's like, which is exactly what I need just to like sweep this team. So. Here I just go for Brave Bird. I do a lot of damage thanks to my Sky Plate. Here I go for Taunt, expecting him to go for Rocks, but I realize he just wants to get damage up. And here I go into Manaphy as he goes for Earth Power, probably predicting my thing. And that's a good play on his end because he activates my berry, so that's a good play on his end. So I could have just went for like, I could have actually just knocked out the Seismitoad with another Brave Bird or two. And then denied him Rocks, or even like caught the Vanillex on the switch in, but of course, whatever. So here I'm back to Manaphy, and really I just don't know exactly what he wants to do. Like, I'm not so sure what exactly he wants to do in terms of like staying in, going directly into Vanillex. And I felt that maybe it was like a good time just to catch something on the switch in. So I just kept going for I went for Shadow Ball because maybe the Decidueye just comes in and tries to take a hit, or even this Vanillex. I went for Shadow Ball here. And he goes for Earth Power, and I'm like, oh great. So I could have just set up with Tail Glow, but to be honest. And here I go for another sub. I do think I played Manaphy turns a little bit poorly on my end. Because I do think that he could have just got up Rocks there. I don't think that matters, the Shadow Ball, because he just switches out. So here I go for Dragon Dance, and this is what the scenario I just kind of didn't want to. I didn't want to have this scenario because, one, Scrafty is pretty slow, as is, even if I'm Jolly, so, like, and I didn't want, Scrafty taking a Sticky Wave, or a -1, boost, so I'm like, you know what, it's better just to set up now, so. And I decided, you know what, since Knockoff has a good chance to not kill his Araquanid at +2, I might as well just attack and see what his item is. Take the hit. And he's apparently Charty Berry. Probably to take a Rock Slide or something. And here I just go for Knockoff here. And I just go for get my Moxie boost. And we have this Vanillex here. And like I said, if he didn't have Rocks, then this game would probably have been over. Because this game would have been over and probably in my favor. Because I just probably sweep with Scrafty. He has to crit me with like... He has to crit me with Sucker Punch with Mawile, but... whatever. Because, like, at this point I know this thing is scarfed. I didn't really prepped adequately or had like enough checks and counters now, because look, as you can see, my entire team just got wasted. My Manaphy got wasted, my Scrafty just got wasted for no reason against Araquanid, so I could have honestly kept Scrafty for the late game, but it would have been just me trying to switching around this ice cream the whole time, so yeah. And I have Hippowdon just exclusively to take a hit from Mawile, because nothing on my team takes it very well, so I go for Ironhead because he has to switch out. Because if he loses Vanilluxe, this game is over. So yeah. So yeah. Here he goes into like the Decidueye, and I'm very surprised he goes here. Because, you know, I could just flinch him. And that's exactly what I'm thinking about doing, so yeah. He also have Shadow Ball, so maybe I could just try to flinch, so yeah. I do have a Guava Berry, so I could take a hit. Or like a few more hits. And if I get a flinch here, then that would be amazing, but no, if he's just gonna get recovery. As he gets I activate my Guava Berry, but it puts me very low in range with the hail damage. Now I'm in the range of Sucker Punch on Mawile. So I need to get a flinch, and I do get it. So the one time I do ask for hacks, I do get it. But then again, it was an eventuality. Because what? I went for 3 iron hits. I went for, well, yeah, on the Vanilluxe, or not Vanilluxe, but the Decidueye, so yeah. He goes to Mawile, and here was actually probably, like, I know, like, I failed to, like, stop that thing right there, but, like, press pause there, but I honestly should have just EQ'd. Because I felt that maybe Mawile goes for Sucker Punch. And my plan is just to attempt to try to wear down this Mawile with hail damage, with Rocky Helmet. Like, try to make sure that Hippo is alive. But at this point in the game, it looks very grim. Because, for one, I don't have... Okay, even if I am somehow able to, like, get rid of this Mawile, I still have to deal with the hail mode. And I don't have Protect on Aromatisse. And that's also another big issue, because if I had Protect on Aromatisse, then... And by the way, like, this game would have been a lot easier to handle, because then I could stall out I could get rid of the Vanilluxe, and I could stall out the hail with my Aromatisse against the Beartic, and I probably would. Alright, so I do apologize for the interruptions. So, basically we have Crobat versus Mawile, so... Now, the reason why I swapped into Crobat was because basically Death Fodder. And I didn't want this thing to, like, let's say Mawile to set up with Sword Stances. But even then, he could have just done it right then and there, so. He does miss his play rough, so. Against a Hippo. But I think he would have still killed me. Nonetheless, because here he reveals the Sucker Punch, which is like, oh crap. So now, this is a very, like, weird, this is like another set of 50-50s that I have to get right, because these turns are pretty much 50-50s now. So, this was the first 50-50. Like, I guess you could say. This is the second one. Here he goes into Vanilluxe. Here, and I honestly should have attacked here at this point, but I realized Hippowdon, I don't have Protect on Aromatisse, and my Hippowdon's gonna get worn down with Hail nonetheless, so I felt maybe it was safe to go for Salac off, but I guess it was a very passive play on my end. But yeah, now I have to sort of go into my nose and pretty much take the Blizzard. And just take the hit. So I have to go for the Moonblast here. And yeah. So I don't have Protect on this thing again, so I honestly should have had Protect, because this helps me out long term. And I know for a fact that this thing probably has superpower for drill, and it has enough, and where my drill's at, he could probably risk, let's say, an a Z Ice Crash or whatever the hell it is, because I know Beartic has a Z move, or it could be a possible Z move user, since that's one of the two that he has. The other one's Latios. So again, like if I had Protect, this game would have been a lot different, in my opinion. But I don't know. So he has only one more turn of Sand, but then we have Hungry, and unfortunately, I'm in a pretty much in a predicament because Excadrill dies to Ice Crash no matter what, and there's no way I could stall this out, especially if he's just if he's also adamant as well. Then if with Beartic, then there's like no way I win. So and also I have to hope that he's like, you know, adamant on, well, not adamant, but like he has to miss a bunch of Ice Crashes on his own team. So Hippo goes down, and Drill comes in. I go for Iron Head, and you pretty much know at this point. Actually, there's a slim chance I could win, but I think it's like a 20% chance. Like it's a roll in his favor, so it pretty much comes down to where he gets the roll, but it's like a 4 and 5 chance he wins at this point, if you factor in the crit. So it's even better for him. So yeah. So as you probably know, the odds are stacked against me anyway. So yeah. So that is gonna be good game to General Penguin or Keryn, and we get our first loss of the season. So I don't mind that. Like honestly, I don't mind losing like this. Because it was just a bunch of 50-50s in the very end that I had to call. So, and likewise, I think the biggest reason why we lost this game was the fact that we didn't have rocks, literally at all. Like if I had gotten rocks the whole game, then none of this would have happened. Like Vanillix wouldn't have been this offensive threat, and if Manaphy have killed it like earlier with maybe like if I had ran Surf. Like, there's a lot of what-ifs here. Like, running Surf, over Scald. And I was kind of worried about getting frozen with Manaphy. And I was also worried about getting frozen with other mons. But then again, that's why I ran Aromatisse. So, and also the fact that Latios is a pain in the ass. So, yeah. Well, Latios is always a pain in the ass, no matter what league it is in. So, I'm very surprised he didn't bring Nilego and Latios. I'm also surprised I didn't bring Char X, but then again, who knows? So, this game really came down to two things. One, like just a bunch of, I guess you could say 50-50s towards the end. And the other was maybe like, but then again, like it would have, okay. I think he still won at the end because like, okay. Then let's say if I killed the Vanillix at the end or right there, then he goes into Beartic. He kills my thing. Yeah, it's still the same. So no. Yeah, it's still the same. So basically, it's just like, yeah, I feel like I thought Crobat would help out this game because just for the Latios, but I didn't expect him to bring Hail at all. So and that just pretty much stolen me at the end. So also me not bringing Char X because that would have been another bulkier physical attacker that would have just been amazing versus him. So I think the worst thing was like not having rocks throughout this whole game, because if I had rocks I probably would have been able to, even with the team he brought, like it was his team is very like weak to Char X. So yeah, but then again, that's the team I brought. Anyway, so it's just a bunch of what ifs here and there. So so regarding this loss, yes, it's a 1-0. So, but it was like a very, very hard fought 1-0 for him. So yeah, so I think I'll just leave it at that. So we're 8-1 in the season, and I think the next two opponents are probably the strongest teams in the league right now. So we have our work cut out for ourselves to like try to nab a win against one of them. So especially like our first opponent of the two will be Raker, who we faced semifinals for last season, and we beat him to win the championship. Then win, so. And my games versus him are always interesting. And then my game versus the game after that will be week 11 versus the other second number 2 team no, not number 2, but well, then again, he's the number 2 team right now based on records overall. Raiki, I believe, or Unmut. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how those two battles preserve its or play out, because I don't think I could technically drop a spot or lose out in playoffs at this point, because I just need to win a game or two. If I win one more game, then I definitely secure it. But I think right now, given the records of my own conference, I think I pretty much secured from there. So, and especially how this was only a 1-0 loss from me against him, against Keryn, who was also in my division. So yeah. So I guess I'll leave it there. So I'll leave it on a positive note. So as someone finally was able to beat me, so I just noticed that maybe my team wasn't wait, do I have my team exact? Yeah, okay, you guys should be seeing a Manaphy, a Crobat, Excadrill, Hippo, Aromatisse, and Scrafty on the side layout. So if it's there, if it's my other team from the Amino Draft Tour, then I do apologize. If it's not, then well, well, that's just me. So well, anyways, I'll just leave off the video like that. So we'll try to get back on the win streaks again. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. So.